Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So in this video, I'm going to have a quick look at the new decentralized exchange that is running on the Ronin blockchain. So the Ronin blockchain, actually technically a scaling solution that is being run by Sky Mavis for its game Axie Infinity. So for the last probably 6 months now, really, basically all the activity on Axie Infinity has been happening on the Ronin blockchain, which is what Sky Mavis has built out because gas fees on Ethereum are too big. So it's sort of part of the Ethereum ecosystem, but it is its own sort of separate blockchain. And you know, this is just launched, which is the DEX on the Ronin blockchain. So obviously, to interact with this, you need a Ronin wallet. At the moment, at least, the only Ronin wallet is from Sky Mavis. So it's a Chrome extension, very much like MetaMask is. So very sort of similar. Sort of wallet creation, and a very similar sort of usage. So you can see I'm logged in here. See the start of my address, or the end of my address actually, and we can see here I've not got any AXS tokens in my Ronin wallet. At least no open ones. I've got some staked, but we're not doing that today. So this is the DEX. So we know what DEXs are. DEX is something like Uniswap, SushiSwap. They're a way of swapping tokens, and the way that you swap tokens is basically other people put liquidity into the smart contract, and then it allows people to swap against those two tokens. So this is just launched. Actually has fairly decent liquidity at the moment, but obviously it has a fairly limited set of tokens that you can swap, because there's obviously the only thing running on Ronin is Axie Infinity. So the only tokens really that you would want to swap are Axie Infinity tokens. So we can see here, I've not got any wrapped ETH in my wallet either. We can see here the tokens I can select from are AXS token, the governance token for Axie Infinity. We can see I've got 465 smooth love potions. So this is the token, utility token you get if you play Axie Infinity. So you can earn those tokens. And then there is the stable coin, the USDC stable coin, which is like most stable coins, but so one USDC is $1. That's the point of a stable coin. And there's also this RON, or wrapped Ronin. So this is the token that the Ronin blockchain runs on. So just like Ethereum has the ETH token and Bitcoin has the Bitcoin token, and Polygon has the Matic token. Yeah, there's always a token that basically controls how a blockchain works, and in this case, this is the RON token. So this is just sort of launched. It's not really available yet. We can see it says coming soon. But so those are the tokens I've got. So if I wanted to, it wouldn't make a lot. Well, I could do this. So I could take my smooth love potion. It's a very small amount really, and I could swap those to AXX tokens, and I could use the max, and it would I would get, you know, not very much AXX tokens, because SPL tokens are pretty small, and AXS tokens are currently, what are they? $150. So we can see I could swap those tokens, and I could get this amount of AXX tokens. So, and if I did that, basically what would be happening here would be the liquidity pool underpinning this would be giving me some AXS tokens, and I'd be giving it some SLP tokens. So basically, you'd be sort of swapping the balance, and every time you sort of swap the balance, there is what's called a bonding curve, and that just sort of shows as more people bought and sold, or as more people sort of sold SLP token, then the price of the AXS token would change, would go up, because more people are buying it. So it's basically just a way of sort of controlling how that thing happens. So I'm not going to do that. The interesting thing here, I guess, for this video, I'm not going to put in liquidity, but we could add liquidity if I wanted to. So in order to do this, you have to sort of be careful doing this. I mean, I've done this a lot over the years for like Uniswap and things like that. And what you'd have to do in this case is, if I wanted to, if I had some AXS tokens, and if I had some, probably it would be something like the wrapped ETH, or maybe USDC. I would have to take equal amounts, so say $100 of each or $1,000 of each, and I would basically, that's an unsupported pair, can't do that, so it would have to be the wrapped ETH. So basically I would take the same amount of these two tokens, and I would then I would then sort of basically send them to the smart contract, and the smart contract would give me back what's called a liquidity pool token. So that's a token that basically tells the blockchain that I've put in, say, $100 of AXS and $100 of wrapped ETH. So I basically would get $200 of the liquidity pool, and the fees that the liquidity pool capture because every time you make a trade, there's a small sort of transaction fee that gets taken, and that gets paid out to the people who have put in the tokens in the first place. So that's how liquidity pools work. You have to be a little bit careful with them. There's this thing called impermanence loss. So basically, you put in equal amounts, but the price of them changes in sort of dollar amounts. So you generally end up sort of losing money compared to if you just kept the token that went up more. You basically end up sort of swapping the you end up with more of the less valuable money. I'm not going to go into all detail on that, but that's basically what happens. So don't add liquidity unless you really know what you're doing. Basically, is what I'm saying here. But you can. There is a way of, there is an advantage of doing it, and that generally is what we call farming. So this happened a lot in the summer of 2020 when we had these DeFi farming situations going on, and now it's pretty standard that if you add liquidity into a DEX or an AMM, then you basically are rewarded. So we can see here that there are two liquidity pools that are being rewarded. So there's the AXS wrapped ETH token liquidity pool and the SLP wrapped ETH liquidity pool, and we can see they're being rewarded with 555,556 of these wrapped Ronin tokens every day. So basically, if you have a proportion, whatever liquidity you put into the liquidity pool, you then take those tokens and lock them into this farming smart contract, and then if I owned 1% of the pool, which would be a lot, I would get 1% of this reward. So I would get, in that case, 5,556 RONs a day. Obviously, you'd have to be pretty wealthy to do that. So I do. So you can see here, I don't have any of this one, but I do have some of this. So you can see here, I basically took equal amounts of the Smooth Love Potion and the wrapped Ethereum token running on the Ronin blockchain, and I locked them in. So I have, you can see here, this is how much of a token I have: 0.000000001. So a pretty tiny amount. Really, this is just me experimenting with stuff. But we can see here that I did this probably about what are we now? Probably 3 or 4 days ago. So I now have 13.27 of these wrapped Ronin tokens I can claim. So this is basically my reward. It doesn't tell me what the APR is at the moment, because there is no price for the RON token. So the RON token is underpinning the Ronin blockchain, but it's not sort of trading freely on DEXs yet. So there's no price information about it. So you can't give you an APR on that. And I could claim these tokens, but I can't really do anything with them at the moment, just because it's in the very early stages. But this is basically what you would be doing if you were sort of interested in supporting the Axie Infinity ecosystem, which is generally what I kind of, in my small way, try and do. And obviously, equally as part of that, you're getting this sort of reward. So if you're obviously a much bigger stakeholder, and if you've got sort of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars worth of value just sitting around, this is a way of sort of encouraging you to do something useful with it. Effectively, you can think about this as getting an interest rate on your tokens. Obviously, you're getting the interest rate in the token, and the value of the token against the dollar, probably will be highly volatile. So this is not for everyone. This is just this nice thing you can start doing now. When you can do this with any blockchain game. Particularly, you see a lot of it on the Ethereum blockchain, because that's just more developed in terms of sort of ecosystem and DeFi and that sort of stuff. But this is sort of now what Axie Infinity is doing, or Sky Mavis is doing with the Ronin blockchain. They've sort of got their own blockchain, they're building it out. They've obviously got a very popular game running on top of it. They've got loads of liquidity, loads of value floating around, loads of NFTs being sold, loads of tokens being sort of generated every day. And to underpin that, the sort of next step is you put in this DEX. Obviously, again, this is encouraging liquidity. This makes it easy because you're not having to go to Ethereum to trade tokens and pay high gas fees. So if people now want to buy a whole bunch of SPL token to breed Axies or whatever, or even sell their SPX token, they can start doing that, and maybe just swap their SPX tokens to AXS tokens, which then they can stake. Suddenly a lot more sort of possibilities arise, and obviously over time we would expect there to be sort of more games on the Ronin blockchain. Games using the Axie Infinity NFTs and potentially even sort of new NFTs that are going to come along. So I think over time, Ronin will definitely become a platform for other blockchain games and potentially other blockchain sort of applications as well to run on. So it could almost become its own sort of ecosystem in the way that something like Polygon is, or in a bigger way, Binance Smart Chain as well. So Ronin can really, I think, over the sort of years scale up. And this is just like a very small step, but an important step of doing that. So I thought I'd do a video about it. Thanks for watching. This is Blockchain Gaming World, where we spend our time digging around in this sort of crazy smart contract environment and trying to see what happens, trying to make sense of it. So if you like that stuff, please do subscribe to the channel. But thanks for watching, and see you again soon.